Each and every one of the over 7 billion people on the planet is guilty of filling our landfills full of waste. This is a problem. We just can't take care of all the waste that's in the landfills. So we need a solution. We need to think bigger and think of the lifetime of the materials and products that are going into these landfills. And we're consumers, and that we can't help. We have to buy and we have to use things. But if we use the 5 R's, refuse, reduce, recycle, reuse, and rot, we'll find a solution to help. So I'm going to tell you what's wrong with our current waste habits, and then we'll talk about the 5 R's and how we can implement those in our daily life. How big is this problem really? We continue to make more and more garbage every single day. 4.38 pounds per day per person in 2012 was created of waste. That's a 63% increase since 1960, when it was only 2.68 pounds per person per day. And that's from the article Is Recycling Worth It by Joanna Pankvej from the magazine Mother Earth News back in 2015. We have to live to survive, and to survive we must consume. But that doesn't mean we have to live like Bea Johnson, who, with her family, decided to live a zero-waste lifestyle. But even though they decided to do that, they had a quart-sized container of waste at the end of the year, also from Recycling Worth It. Every day we create new technology and materials and increase our consumption, but we aren't seeing the big picture and the longevity of all these new materials and products being created. And in 2012, we were only able to recycle or compost about 35% of the 250 million tons of waste. In a documentary called Food Inc., they talk about how after the discovery of oil, our consumption and in the Industrial Revolution, we started creating more and more waste and using more energy. And I'm sure you've read a book or seen a movie where there's somebody standing waist deep in garbage, and they're wondering, how did we ever get to this place in this world? And trying to find a solution, how to save the earth from all of this trash. The sad truth is that will happen to our planet if we don't do more to stop it. This problem won't disappear. If you thought the slums were bad in third world countries, consider this. Canada leads the developed world in per capita of garbage, in an article called Trash Nation by Charles Wilkins in the Canadian Geographic magazine. This waste affects every single life form. Even if you lived in a bubble, you would eventually feel the effects of waste on the planet. A species extinction rates may now be at their highest since the origin of life, according to L.B. Slobodkin in an article called Intellectual Problems and Applied Ecology in a journal called Bioscience. How long can we idly sit by? An example of how we continue to look away is Canada is home to over 2,400 active landfills in the article Trash Nation. And they're making even more, which is also a problem for city planning. Most landfills stink, they leak toxic chemicals and heavy metals into the ground and water table, and they're prone to fires as well. In an article called San Diego Garbage Truck Driver Dumps Burning Waste into Church Parking Lot, it says it all. We don't know what to do with our burning trash anymore. There's just too much. And that's in a magazine called Waste 360 from June 2017. Many of us try to recycle when we remember to, or reuse sometimes, and reduce when it's not inconvenient. There are some simple things people can do to achieve a healthy environment. Reduce, reuse, recycle, but also refuse what you don't need and rot or let things compost. The EPA, or Environmental Protection Agency, says 1 ton of recycled paper saves 17 trees, 7,000 gallons of water, and 463 gallons of oil compared to making a new product. in the article, Is Recycling Worth It? Some cities are implementing big changes. San Francisco wants to implement a zero waste policy by 2020. And is recycling worth it? This isn't rocket science. Everybody can do it. Papers, metals, glass, and electronics are all good for recycling. Plastics, not so much. In an article called Illinois City to Implement Curbside Organics Recycling Program from the magazine called Waste 360 in 2015 says, half of the residents showed interest to participate in this curbside organic program if the cost was low. And that was an article written by Chrissy Cadlick. Just as you and I are responsible for the trash, we are the root of our economy and consumerism. Companies try to tell us what to buy, where to go, and everything based on our impulsiveness. But it comes down to our own choice. We have power as humans to make wise and healthy decisions for a healthy economy and environment. Change is a good thing. Environment protection, it's a wise thing, but it's also trendy and hipster. A forward-thinking city like San Francisco is pushing residents to be conscientious in Is Recycling Worth It? Half of those residents in Highland Park, Illinois, they want to change. And a 33% expected actual participation is a promising number. Waste is filling our landfills, and we can't handle it with the immense amount of trash. But if everyone is using the 5 R's, reduce, reuse, recycle, refuse, and rot, we can make a safer Earth. Even though everyone is guilty of polluting, it's not too late to make a change.